Okay, so we're recording now. So Jenna told me, we're gonna do, or you're gonna do this, and I was like, whatever. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to get to Diamond. I have nobody, hardly anybody working. I have like two or three people working, um, and I can't do this on my own. So I kind of was unsure about what I was doing until February. I just kept planting seeds and working like normal, and then well, maybe it was like mid-January, I started really pushing, and some of my teammates started really working. And by some, I mean still it was only a handful. Um, one person in particular, Jen, I ran with, and Jen and I worked every single day like mad people to promote together. Either. So, now I lost my train of thought. Okay, so in January, they announced the bonuses. So that's what's going to happen. I'm not sure when they're going to announce bonuses, if it's in a couple days. Usually, sometimes it's not until conference. So it might not be until the beginning of February. Who is that down there? There's a creeper husband down there. Okay, so last year at this time, I was Ruby, and I had lost my Ruby pay in December, I believe. January, I was paid as a Ruby again, and then February, I was able to promote to Emerald. In March, Diamond, and April, I went double Diamond. So you can see the amount of growth that happens in this time is unspeakable. People had told me this is the busy time. This is what, you're not even going to know what to expect. And it is ridiculous. You guys had a lot of people talk about how slow November and December was. And it was a little rough, but you guys, honestly, my group volume never stumbled and never faltered. It never went, it was like tiny little fluctuations, but you guys did amazing. So I know that if you can make it to the season, you do that. No. Do you guys hear two of me?
Yeah.
Maybe it's gotta be coming from somebody else. Okay. So if you can make it through this slow season and you are this excited still, you will have an amazing first quarter. You just need to keep going. And what I recommend is putting down your promotion goal. And this is what I do. On the first of the month, you put down your goal, you get out your chart, and this is your goal. And there's nothing else but that goal. So what you need to do is figure out what your estimated volume is going to be for that month from each distributor on your team. And you just run for that goal. If you do not have distributors, then you need to be planting more seeds and more seeds and more seeds and more seeds. In general, I find it takes about 20 to 25 people for me where I've given information out about becoming a distributor before I get a distributor back. So if you've talked to 3 people or 5 people, you have 5 potentials, whatever, that's not enough. It's not going to work. So you just have to do what it takes. You have to talk to more people. You have to follow more people. I hate following, and I've been doing it much, much, much heavier the last couple of weeks, and I've gotten only 150 followers back because I've been trying to weed out people that were following me. I actually found out I had a lot of distributors following me. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but if you go into like your follow apps, you'll see people that you're not following back. And a lot of those people are other distributors trying to like check out your page. So I've unfollowed or I've blocked those people so they can't look at my page anymore. So that kind of cleaned up my Instagram too. There are so many kids on here. So what do you guys think you are struggling the most with as far as, what is your fear for this season coming up? Do you need teammates? Are you worried about not being able to work hard enough or put enough effort in? What is the biggest fear here? Anyone?
I need distributors.
I need distributors.
Same here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know there's no secret answer here. There's nothing I can do that's just going to make people walk through your door and say, hey, sign me up. But the only thing I can say to you is that people will join you because they want to feel the way that you're feeling. So you need to be making them feel something. If you're looking at your posts and you feel like you're bored by them, then other people probably are bored by your posts too. You have to just put that excitement out there. I don't care where you dig the excitement up from, but you have to put the excitement out there. And I think, sorry, these little kids are so distracting. Who is that? Is that my dad? My dad's on here. This is just weird. Okay.
Brandon.
No, it's my sister. Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay, so in order to promote, it's going to take you guys completing your steps to success. So 3 distributors a month and 4 loyal customers minimum. What that looks like for me is a whole lot of following up. I think when I was promoting last year this time, I spent 50% of my time following up with people, and that's the only way it's going to happen. People are not just going to come and be like, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? I want to join you. You really have to remind people. You have to stay on them. You have to message them. You have to make sure that you're writing them down. I would write every person down on a piece of paper, even if it's just some scratch piece of paper. You don't need a fancy journal. Write them down and make sure you follow up with those people. And half of those people still probably might, fall through the cracks. They're not going to commit to you like they said they were. So you just need to get more people. If somebody is not working, you need to find another person to replace them. You need to you need to keep going. Now, promoting is not going to be up to your team. It's going to be up to you guys. So, a lot of you think, okay, I have these teammates. They're not working. They're not helping me. That's just the way it goes. I know it sucks, but your success is only going to be in your hands. So know that you can do it. It just takes a lot of effort. Sorry, I need to take the sweatshirt off, guys. All right, so for me, promoting is a super stressful time. I don't know how you guys deal with working furiously, but it makes me stressed out. But it is going to be worth it. I just wanted to talk more about the reality of it, of the business, and putting our excuses aside, because I've even been guilty of it. I've been exhausted with the baby, and thinking I'm working harder or as hard as I need to, and I'm not working as hard as I need to in order to have the seeds that I need planted. So if you're not posting on Facebook, you're not setting an example for the teammates you do have. You are not being consistent. People think your business is probably not doing very well, so you need to stay consistent with that. Oh geez.
Oh,
Dry mouth. Hold on one second. Sorry. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Okay, I have a question. If you have your Facebook mostly because you want to be able to connect with family members, or like if you have children and things like that, would you feel like 100% comfortable posting your work stuff on that Facebook, or would you feel comfortable? What would you do? Because that's where I'm at right now. I have my Facebook for my family. We live in a lot of different places, and I feel like if I keep posting work stuff, that I'm taking away from my main goal with having a Facebook in the first place. So let me know.
your goal?
We traveled for the military for 4 years, and I haven't gotten backlash on Facebook. I've had a lot of people unfollow me on Instagram, which kind of bummed me out in the beginning, but that's just, that's their prerogative. They still follow me on Facebook. But with posting your 3-3 and it's still not being spammy, I feel like you're not really pushing them away as long as it's not spammy.
Plus, you
Go ahead.
You go. You started that Facebook however long ago to talk with your family or whatever, however long ago, and that was your goal then, but your goals have changed now. And if they have a problem seeing you posting something that is salesy 3 times a day, then, I mean, that's their loss. You know what I mean? If they're really going to get upset about it, then...
Because that's not all you're posting. You're posting as well.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like, for me, I post so much. Like, it's probably really obnoxious how much I post about my kids more than it works anyway.
Yeah.
So if they were going to get annoyed, that's what it would be about, So I don't worry about it for me.
I used to kind of worry about it because, like, I felt like, oh, these people are probably a little annoyed seeing, Jack's stepdad unfollowed me. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I post so many pictures of your grandkids, and if this bothers you, then okay, bye. I don't care. I really don't care. I mean, this is, like, my main priority over all of those people now, so.
Right.
I think that's what it comes down to is you come to a point where you have to decide, like, what's the purpose of your social media? If your social media comes down to being the bread and butter of your business, then why not, right? I had my dad complain about it, but I just kind of was like, well, you don't have to follow my posts. You can still have me on Facebook. And then once you kind of explain to them why you do what you do and how it's done and why it works that way, then they're probably going to be a little bit more supportive. And if they cut you out because you started a business that's trying to better your life and your family, how, like, great were they to be in your life in the first place? Because
Exactly.
Joining this has helped me weed out all of the people that I know are not supportive, and then now I'm surrounded by better people that support me, family or not.
Yes.
I think
My only thing is
a hard hurdle to get over. For some people, I've had experiences where I was like seriously offended when I found out somebody a long-term family friend or whatever unfriended me, but like Taylor was saying, and I think it just comes down to what is the reason you're doing this. It's for your family. It's for you and your family, and that's what matters. So of course there are going to be people that judge you. I have people daily that are like, I want to join you, but I'm afraid that this is a pyramid scam or it is a scam, or my husband thinks it's a scam, and we can't really convince them. They're either gonna look into it more or they're not. So
hey, I'm almost 2 months in and my husband still is kind of like weary, and then I'm gonna tell him that I've already tripled my paycheck, and he's gonna be like, oh shit, oh crap, sorry. But my stepsister and I have been sisters for 10 years, and she unfollowed me on Instagram, and I was kind of like, wow, like we're sisters. And then I was like, she doesn't get it. She's not going to get it. She's still in college. She doesn't understand that I'm doing it so I can stay home with Xander. And, you just have to, she's still my sister, but it's her prerogative. She doesn't want to see it.
And
I found out that my cousin, well, she's not my real cousin, but we've known each other since I was born. I found out she unfollowed me, and I was like, ow, ouch. That
That's what
hurts.
happened on my Instagram. A lot of my family members and everything, they unfollowed me, and it's like, it's fine for Instagram, but I feel like Facebook is more like special, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree with you. Like for me, it's more family that way, but I still post it. Like if they don't like it, then they can say something and say there's an unfollow button right there, but we can still be friends and you can go and see what you want to see,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is something that I struggled with for a long time. I've been in this business since May, and I didn't start posting to Facebook until like the last couple of months because I was worried this is going to annoy people. And Natalie and I are sisters, and we have a lot of mutual friends, and they've seen it before, and I've heard from them that they thought it was annoying. And, but when it comes down to it, these people don't pay your bills. And the reality is, if this bothers them, then that says more about something with them than anything you're doing. There's a reason this bothers them. Maybe they don't like the idea of you doing better. Maybe it makes them feel insecure about how they're doing. And I can speak from experience watching Natalie do this on Facebook for months and not understand it and be like, what is this? Why are you sharing it? Why am I seeing it so much? And just thinking like, this is dumb. Like, are you really making money with this? And then, of course, she really was making money with this. And I was like, all right, I can do that. But it still took me a while to be like, I just have to get over it. You just have to face that fear. And you just got to get over it because being afraid of what other people think of you is not going to improve your circumstances.
And I think that when you're wanting something bad enough, like for me, my family was struggling and we couldn't afford to put gas in our car to see family. Like it was a nightmare. So I didn't have any option. It was that bad for us. I didn't have any options of, am I going to look dumb posting about this? Are people going to wonder what I'm talking about? Or are people going to make fun of me? Because I know they made fun of me. I know they talked about me. I know they unfriended me. I know they still do. I know they still don't support me when they see something about, my income or whatever it is. They still don't support me all the time. And that's just how it is. But like, I forget who said it, but the people like you guys, like, I have so much more support now than I've ever had in my entire life from you guys, from even, your family members or other people that I wasn't even friends with that I used to go to school with or whatever. I have more support now. So those people that walked away from me because they were annoyed or, like Lauren said, it stirred something up in them that they didn't like about themselves. Maybe they feel like, their life is never going to change or whatever it is. Those people don't matter because if they're not going to support you through something that you really care about to help your family, they're not worth it. And sometimes it hurts because they're family members, but that's what it takes. You have to just be like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care if you think I'm ridiculous. There are people in this company making money and saving their families. So you just do what you got to do. And I promise you it works. I promise. I thought it wasn't going to work. And I can't even like wrap my head around how different our life is now. So if I can do this with no college degree, I'm just a normal person. If I can do this, you can do it. And it just takes hard work. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to tell you can get on your phone for 10 minutes a day and be done. It's going to take hard work. But those sacrifices for a short amount of time, think about that. I enrolled in school like 3 different times I was in college. I never finished my degree. I could have sat here a year and a half ago and enrolled back in school and paid all this money. And I'm not saying don't do school. College is amazing. It's an amazing thing to do, even in combination with this. But I could have done that and still been sitting here. And I never would have been making $7,000 a month right now, a year, 10 months later. 10 months later, I've never made that much money in my life. I just want you guys to keep going. Like, do not give up if you're feeling like you're not getting there fast enough. Who cares? Who cares if you're not getting there fast enough? Who cares if you didn't get there as fast as I did or as anybody else? You will get there. You just have to keep going. You have to figure out what's working, what works for you, what people are going to be drawn to about you. Look at all these kids. I feel like I need to wake my baby up, but then he'll be screaming.
No, I wish mine was asleep.
Okay, so what else, guys?
I was going to say one more thing. I have like a bajillion people on Facebook, all from high school, military friends. And I had all of these people unfollow me on Instagram. And one of my last loyal customers for December was a girl that I went to high school with, and I never once spoke to her. And she said, I've been watching you since you started, and now I'm ready to order.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Like, that girl very well might be a distributor in another month or in 6 months or whatever it is. I mean, some people are just afraid to reach out because they don't want to look like, or they don't want to tell people, maybe somebody doesn't want to tell people they're struggling. Like, it's hard to tell people or to be vulnerable about your financial situation. It's hard to be real on social media and be like, hey, we're struggling. I had a hard time dealing with that. I felt like I was like throwing John under the bus or something. Like, people would think he was lazy or he wasn't, he should go get a third job and you should go get a real job and, all these things that people might think. But those people that are watching you now might just be afraid to, reach out to you, and they will reach out to you in time. Just like that customer. I've had a lot of customers. Actually, Amanda, where are you? You're on my screen somewhere.
Which one?
You're right in the middle, like staring right at you. But Amanda, you started out as a customer of mine, right? Can you hear me?
Me?
Yeah.
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 So Amanda's. I didn't know which one you were talking about.
Sorry. She started out as a customer and became a distributor, and she is amazing. She is. So, and I'm sure there are other people too I can't think of, but,
I have one that's interested in distributing.
Yeah. So, and those people, they just need a little extra time. Some people want to use the products more before they jump in. Other people are crazy like me. Like, I didn't even care what a wrap was. I didn't know what a wrap was. I didn't want anything to do with the wraps. I just wanted people to throw money at me to save my family. So I just paid the money and, was excited about the money opportunity. And then I fell in love with the products, which I never thought would happen because I'm not a product person per se. So customers are just as equally as important as potential distributors, because your distributors may come out of your customers. Anybody else? Anything here? I'm so excited. We have 25 people in here and faces I've never even seen like in real action. Other Stephanie and Sasha. I don't think Sasha's ever been on here.
It's my first time.
Right?
Yeah.
Erica, I don't know that Erica's been on.
She has.
Have you? Okay.
How many of y'all are going to Florida?
I am. And
Me.
don't be, feeling left out if you're not going to Florida. I didn't go to Florida last year, so I was broke. I was like super pregnant and on food stamps, so I wasn't going to Florida. Who else is on here? Stacy? And Amanda, how do you say your name? I don't want to mess it up.
Ariaga.
Okay. Yeah. Who else is here? We have a lot of Amandas. I see another Amanda.
There's like 5 at least.
There's like a billion million in this world.
And Shannon. Okay, so, there's Katrina. All right.
Lincoln was struggling on going to sleep.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure mine will be awake any second, screaming and.
This one won't go to sleep.
Which one? Who said that?
Me, Taylor.
Oh.
The one with the child right next to me.
All right. So,
I do have one question.
Okay.
So back to the Facebook thing. I'm so sorry. If you are posting on Facebook, are you also growing your friends list and your followers on Facebook like you are on Instagram, or is it just on Instagram and then have it carry over? Or I'm not sure how to handle that.
I think it's different for everybody. I was talking to Amanda H. I'll just say H. Amanda earlier today about that, and I think it's different. Depends on your personal feelings about it. I will just pull people over from my Instagram. I kind of try to develop relationships there, and then I will pull them over, especially if they've ever asked for information about the opportunity. If I talk to them about being a distributor, I make sure that I tell them, go ahead and friend me on Facebook. My link is in my Instagram bio. And I get them over to my Facebook because Facebook, like you guys said, it's kind of more intimate. It's more like they get to see that you have teammates. Maybe you don't have teammates yet, like direct teammates, but you have sideline teammates. You have all of us that are commenting and liking your posts and engaging with you. So they get to see all of that and see that you have a team, you have support. And that's what they want to know. They want to feel secure. So so that's what I do. I don't really go and friend people from mutual friends or anything like that. But there are people like Elise has had success with that. She's grown her friends a lot, following or friending people from Facebook alone.
I went and I requested all of my mom's friends.
Yeah.
I've signed like 5 of them as customers.
See, that's awesome. Yeah, so I think it's just what you're comfortable with. And maybe in the beginning you're not as comfortable with that. Maybe you want to start out just, growing your Instagram followers. And then what I do is I'll post every 2 weeks or whatever. Maybe, I'm looking for more mommy friends or whatever you want to do. Some people aren't moms, so they have to find a pull those people over, because I can tell you once I started doing that, people were just watching me. They got a more full view of what my life was like. They trusted you more, because on Instagram it's kind of like you're just like this robotic person. You're just this person on their feed. They don't know if they can trust what you're talking about or anything. But Facebook really lets fall into your life and get more inspired by what you're doing. So I would start there, and then if you do feel comfortable, go into moms groups or whatever kind of groups on Facebook that you're interested in, and make relationships there, and then friend people from that. Anybody else?
Am I the newest person here? I kind of feel like the baby out of everybody.
You're my newest person. I don't know. You're my last signed distributor. But I don't know that you're the newest. Oh, maybe you are.
Shannon joined on the 28th.
Okay, yeah, so you're not the newest.
She's the baby.
Yay.
I have 2 pages of people. Wait a minute. There are more people I can't even see. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I don't know who's talking.
Yeah,
Here's
Angie.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask, I know you always say you spend all your time on your phone, every spare minute. I want to know, building up to where you are now, how much time were you really spending on your phone? Or, how much do you really spend now? Because I go on Instagram for like an hour following up, and I'm like, oh my god, that was like exhausting, you know?
Well, I think it depends. I'm not good at managing my time. I'll be honest. I'm terrible at managing my time. Like, I feel like I could get more done if I, well, and with kids too, it's hard. If I like sat in a room by myself and worked for 3 straight hours, I feel like I'd get the same amount done that I do in a 10-hour stretch with kids, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the thing is, it's kind of a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It Works isn't just like, it's not just a hobby. It really is a lifestyle. It becomes your life. And I think that's when it starts to work for you. So it doesn't mean that you have to be on your phone every second of the day, but you do need to be on your phone throughout the day. You know, you do need to pick certain times of the day to do it. The people that, like me, like, I'll be honest, I'm obsessed with my business. I'm on my phone all the time. You know, yes, I stop for my kids and I stop to make lunches and I stop to do whatever it is I have to do and run errands and stuff. But it's my life. It is what I do. Like, I sleep, I dream about this. I dream about volume. I don't know if you guys have weird dreams like that, but I seriously dream about, like, is my volume falling apart or what I need for this or what, you know, whatever. It's my life, and I think that you have to get that feeling, like, going through your blood, through your veins, especially in this season, and get excited and really, you know, try to live It Works more and not just have it as a hobby. So, you know, you don't have to be on your phone 12 or 16 hours a day, but you do need to be on it throughout the day because there's stuff you have to do. In the morning, people need to see you post. In the afternoon, they need to see you post, you know? And you can set things up. Like, a lot of you guys are using airplane mode, which has helped a lot. I don't know if you have been doing that, Angie, but
I tried, but when I did it and I came off, all of my posts went through at the exact same time. So I don't know why. And I've tried it a couple times and it's done it that way all the time.
That's weird. I know some people said that it happened as a fluke thing for them too, but
wow.
Light. Turn some light on. Maybe I'll just do. Okay, I can see me a little better, kind of. Yeah, so for me, I work my business all day long. I know a lot of you girls do. You're on Facebook just as much as I am. But especially through this busy season, that's kind of what it takes. You know, it just takes devoting yourself to it and getting serious about it, and, you know, not watching Netflix or not watching or not going on Pinterest or whatever it is. You have to sacrifice. I know my fiance used to get mad at me because we would sit down to try to watch something at the end of the night and I would just be checking my notifications and like, sorry, do you want that paycheck? Because
that's exactly how Jack is.
But they get, you know, that's just how it is. So,
yeah, that's how my husband is. I've told you, Natalie.
Yeah. But, you know, people, even spouses or family members or whoever, like even my sister said, she thought I was full of crap until I really started to make, or said that I was making. She didn't know. She still didn't believe me at first. Until the numbers were big enough, because a lot of people need to see like proof. They need to really believe. And if you say you're making $200 or $300 or $400, they're probably still not going to believe you. But when you start making really good money, all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, what was that you were talking about? Like, you're not so lame anymore. Can I?"
I'll never forget when you were always talking about the $20,000 bonus or whatever, and I was like, what is this crap she is rattling on about all the time? And then you called me and said you got it, and I was like, huh? Like, no, what? And then I started listening.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you guys just know that, like, your biggest supporters, that people aren't going to support you until you start making better money. That's just how people are. So, just keep going, and who cares if they don't believe you, because you have people like me. You can share my story, have our other uplines share their stories. I used Jenna, I don't think she's on here, Jenna's story. I told people, everybody, I was like, my upline's making $5,000 or $6,000 a month, and they're like, what? You know, you don't have to have an amazing story. Nobody has an amazing story. We all start out, you know, struggling or, you know, wanting more or whatever it is. We don't have an amazing story. So if you need a story, you tell people, look, I'm working towards whatever promotion. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're working towards a promotion, it's the truth. Don't think that you're lying to people if you say I'm working towards this and it's an average income of that, because you are working towards it. And once you say it, you'll believe it too. So I would tell people each time, you know, I'm working towards my Ruby promotion and it's an average of $599 a month. And my upline who signed me up is making this much a month. And then they're like, wait, I'm listening, you know?
Yeah. That's what happened last night with Daniel. I told him about you and he was like, no, she's not. No,
yeah. I wouldn't believe it if somebody told me. I mean, I didn't believe Jenna. It took me 30 days before I was like, he's telling the truth, you know? So.
Yeah, Daniel, my fiance, literally, like, he's out on the road. He's a trucker. So we talk on the phone all day long. And he's like, yeah, so when are you going to get that black diamond, $120,000 a month, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like, slow it down a little bit. It's not going to be tomorrow.
Yeah. And so, and I know a lot of people feel like they're not inspiring people because they don't have a great story to share, or, you know, maybe you just don't think you have a great story. Maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit. Maybe there are tons of people out there that would be inspired or connect with you or relate to you in your story. So, you know, think about who you are. Think about what your goals are, what your goal is for your husband or your boyfriend or your friend or whatever. Come up with a story and start believing it, and then implement, you know, whatever promotion you're working towards. Put that in there. Tell people this is the income you're working towards making. You can, when they announce good bonuses, you're going to be able to tell people, look, these good bonuses or whatever they're going to announce. I don't know for sure what they're announcing, but these bonuses are available, and you can tell them my upline made $35,000 in bonuses last year. Whatever you want to tell people, that's how people are going to get interested. And then the more people you talk to, the more progress you make with your business, the more people will see, hey, she wasn't BSing. Like, look, she did do this. Look, she did do that. And it might not be huge things at first, but it doesn't matter because not everybody wants to make $6 million. Some people just want that little bit of extra relief, you know, that extra $500 a month to keep their heads above water. So if you need a story, I remember I even told people my biggest thing in the beginning when I had no story was I'm going to retire my husband or my fiance. And my sister was like, what? No. And that's what I told people. And I even felt like I was full of crap. I'm like, whatever, he's never going to get retired. So, but that's what I told people. I was like, he's going to be retired. He's going to be, we're going to be a full-time family in a year. And I kept thinking it, and I kept speaking it, and I kept writing it. And it became something real to me. So, and as I started progressing, people were like, hey, maybe you should do that. Maybe that is possible. So I said that. I told people that. I posted about it. And I told people that I was going to be a diamond. And I didn't know when I was going to be a diamond. I didn't know if I was going to be a diamond. I thought that was like, I thought it was like a magical unicorn that I could never even like touch, you know? So, but I told people, look, I'm going to be a diamond. It's this much a month. And that was my story. So don't be afraid to say that, because if you don't believe it, they're not going to believe you. You need to believe that that's what you're going to be doing 6 months from now or whatever, you know, your timeline is.
Can I say my like hardest thing, my issue that I've had the hardest with is I'm alone with the two kids because like I said, he's an over-the-road trucker. So I'm I have a hard time finding the time to sit down and really follow people on Instagram, because I'll take like what feels like forever, but it's probably only like a half hour at a time. But I'll sit there and I'll do it, and I figure out a hashtag, and then I go and I find people and I like a couple photos or whatever, and then it's like my toddlers always come up to me, trying to smack my phone out of my hand or whatever. Like, I feel like I'm not spending enough time following people. Like, I'm not following as much as I should, but then I feel like I don't want to spend more time doing it because then I'm ignoring him. So I don't know how to find that medium.
And I mean, it sounds bad, but my daughter, when I was promoting, I promoted 4 times this year, and I promoted, when I was super pregnant. I was exhausted. I was nauseous. I didn't want to post. I felt like total crap. I was so sick. I just wanted to like roll into the woods and just like abandon life. And I know my daughter at times felt neglected. She's like, why are you on your phone? Or can you play with me? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it sucks. It sucks because you want your kids to have the best of everything and your attention, and they're only little for however long. But I'm telling you, they're not gonna look back at this and be like, oh, she didn't spend enough time. You're a better parent than you realize you are, and you're doing it for them. I mean, imagine the life that they're going to have because you were giving them a little bit extra attention and following really hard. Or maybe you worked really, really, really hard for 2 years of their 18 years, to give them a life that you never thought possible. So you have to kind of look at each person that you follow as a dollar sign. I do. It sounds crappy, but look at each person as you follow. Like, one more person could be that person that you connect with that changes your whole your family's life and needs this just like you need it. So that's what I look at. If I try to talk myself out of following or following up or doing the work, I just think about what I could be like missing out on. Maybe I don't follow that one person, and that was the person that was going to get me to, or help me get to presidential diamond or whatever it is. So don't give yourself an excuse because that thing that you're, maybe you want to sit and watch some TV show instead of sitting and following because following is boring. Don't do it. Follow because it's what's going to get you there. You need to do those things. Just know that your kids are not going to think that you're a bad parent for doing it, but it does feel like you're neglecting sometimes when you're trying to put that extra energy in.
I was going to say also, I found that nap times are a great time to follow, just because you have those like 1 to 2 solid hours of silence, even if you're nursing or whatever you're doing. Yeah. I find that whenever I nurse, I'm following, I'm on my phone, I'm doing something. It doesn't matter. I mean, like my daughter, she's usually, whenever I nurse, she comes and sits down with me and we put on a movie or something. So for me, I found the time just within my normal day or whatever. Of course, there are times where, you have to do a little bit extra and things like that. And sometimes you have to make the decision of, well, this is maybe I need to do this. Like if my daughter tells me, Mommy, I need to go potty, I'm going to put the phone down, So, it's just about,
if you don't, she just pees on the floor.
Right. So for me, it's easy for me, I guess. I don't know.
And like you said, bedtime. When I was growing my Instagram the most, it was bedtime. I only had my daughter then, but I would follow. Like John would play his Xbox, and I would sit there and follow for 2 hours. I followed until my eyes were bleeding because I didn't have a team. I didn't have distributors. That was the only way that I was going to get a team was to follow. So that was what I did. Now I have a team of people. I have to like manage my time better, and I'm not that great at it. I spend too much time, I think, not working on my personal business these days, which is not a good thing to do. So I need to manage that better. But when you don't have a team, like say you have 2 teammates or 3 teammates or no teammates, you have you have like gold in your hands because you have all this extra time that you can pour into your own business and build all these leads and seeds and, you know, focus on you to build a team. So take advantage of that time that you have now where you feel like, oh, I don't have this massive team. That's okay, because you have all this time to go after that right now.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like I try to find the time, and like I'll like you should see my DVR list. Like it went from like 2% to like 77% full because I sit there and instead of, you know, watching the show, like you said, I'll sit there and I'll follow, but then it's like every 2 seconds here comes Brandon in the room, you know, and I feel so bad, you know, and you know, Natalie, you get the kind of sleep that we get, so it's like I'm not gonna sit up for 2 hours afterwards, so I have to try and find those like 15-minute increments, you know, throughout the day. And I just feel it's so hard to find that time, you know.
You just have to post or like keep your dreams in mind. You know, look at your kids and remember this is why I'm doing that. So just gotta push. That's all. I even follow, this is embarrassing, I go to the bathroom and I like work my business from the bathroom sometimes because when then Lorelai still comes in and like, you know, pushes through the door. But like sometimes you just need a few minutes to go and post with a clear mind and or to follow, you know, 15 people or whatever. Like just take those little opportunities and do it. You know, if you go run an errand, stay in the car for a few extra minutes, follow somebody, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, I work my business from the bathroom sometimes, so. Anybody else with frustrations or?
What are you doing?
I struggle with wording. Like, I have issues with like not knowing what to put when I write down a post.
Who was talking that time?
Me, Trina.
Okay. You know, wording, I guess everybody has their like different strong suits, but you know, follow more It Works people on Facebook. Follow people that, you know, you feel inspired by and just emulate what they're doing. You know, you just have to put lots of feeling into it. And I think my sister and I were talking about that too. Most of the time, the reason your wording's probably not evoking a response in people is because there isn't enough emotion in what you're writing. So in order for people to respond to you or to contact you, they need to feel something. So no matter, you know, whatever it is, you need to dig down inside you. If you're doing your opportunity posts, you need to make people feel something. You need to let them connect with you, share your story, share your struggles. Sharing your struggles is hard, but that's what's going to connect people with you the most. That, you know, that's what's going to make people think, hey, she's like me, maybe I could do this. So if there's anything lacking in your wording, it's probably emotion. It's more, you know, writing a little bit extra. You can't just say, hey, I need 5 people to join my team. Nobody cares about joining your team. Like, let's be honest, nobody gives a crap about joining your team when they could join anybody's team and supposedly do the same thing. They want to be inspired by you, and they want to feel like you're going to walk them through this, that you're going to not drop them, you know, as soon as you sign them. They want, they need to feel a connection. So otherwise they're not going to join you because you've got 5 spots on your team. They're going to join you because they feel, like their life could change, like your life is changing. So, and you guys know, why you joined whoever you joined. Most of you joined whoever you joined because you felt inspired by what they were saying to you or what you saw from them. So if you're not inspiring, your wording is not going to really help you at all. And you need to realize that you have an inspiring story. Like, just because you're not making a ton of money right now doesn't matter. That does not matter. I was not making any money, and I was able to sign people. So I know you guys can do it too. Anybody else?
I think something that separates us from like the thousands of It Works distributors that are on Instagram just posting ads all day is the level of authenticity that we bring to our business. That's something that we really focus on in the group, is making sure that we are being our actual selves. And one thing I notice is when I'm on Instagram, there's people all the time who just post like wads of cash and they say that they're making a ton of money. And talking about like being able to give someone that will draw some people, but that's not going to give you people that like you want. You know what I mean? If that's all they're thinking about is money. If you're talking about your struggle or your story, even if you feel like there's nothing to tell, that's going to bring a level of authenticity to your business that's going to make you stand out from the thousands of people these people follow on Instagram. It makes a huge difference, because I don't open up a lot on Instagram, but when I have in the past, it's made a huge difference. And so talking about yourself, even if you feel like there's nothing to tell or there's nothing to talk about, or you're not ready to share those stories, that's going to make you a real person versus just someone who's on Instagram who has an opportunity.
Yeah, I agree totally. And I think that people want to know you. They want to know who you are on Instagram. That's why they join you. They join you because they enjoy watching you. They enjoy watching what you're doing, your story, your family, whatever it is. You have to create a story for somebody so that they can imagine themselves in your story, or, you know, in a story that's similar in their own life. So it's all about writing a magical book. You know, it's all about sharing your family, you're sharing your life, sharing your real thoughts, sharing your emotions, sharing your struggles. People, that's what pulls distributors in. That is why I signed distributors. It's because I created a story, and people they looked forward to my posts every day. They look forward to, you know, what struggle are we getting out of, or whatever. It's not about I have the right wording for the right opportunity post. It's about emotion and, like you said, authenticity, and what is going to draw somebody to you instead of the other 6 distributors they're following. They want to follow somebody that they feel has something special, you know? So you just have to, I think, open up. And sometimes it's hard to get more vulnerable, but you just have to do it. I've seen a lot of people on the team that have done that and seen so much more success now because they're opening up and they're talking about, like, I didn't even want to tell people, I still don't. I don't like telling people that we were on food stamps. That's embarrassing to me. And it is. It's just embarrassing. I did it because we needed to, but it was embarrassing. And I didn't tell people because I felt like I was a failure. But telling people the truth is what they need to hear so that they can know that real people can do that, you know. Sorry, I'm just reading my messages. So if you're not doing that, if you're not utilizing your Facebook and your Instagram, Facebook and Instagram are like peanut butter in this business. They have to work together. They have to. They both have their own place in it. And I didn't even see how important Facebook was. I was using it from day one, but I didn't realize how important it was until, like, I don't know, around the time I promoted to Diamond or so last year. It took me almost a year before I realized why they worked so well together. So if you're just using Instagram, I really, really would consider pushing over to Facebook, because I guarantee you will see 100 times more success that way. Because Facebook is just more real. You know, you get to share more crap. You get to share stories, and there's more stuff there. There's more reality and consistency, and I don't know. All of a sudden, you're a real person. You're just an Instagram person to people.
Ashley and I were talking earlier about the 3-3 rule and how both of us were noticing more interaction on our posts if we only posted 1 or 2 before and afters a day, which I know is not the 3-3 rule, but when we did the 3-3, we had less likes on those before and afters. Has anybody else noticed that?
I have never really paid attention. I don't know if you're posting, like, do you mean just wrap before and afters, or do you mean
No,
like
any before and afters.
Okay, so for me, I usually would post just 2 wrap before and afters, and then my third thing for the day is usually like me taking my greens or something. But I too tend to stick to like just 2 wrap before and afters a day throughout the day.
Because I feel like even if I'm looking at like my last 12 posts and I have 3 before and afters, they almost always line up in some way.
See, but I take that as like a challenge with myself, because I found that there's a certain number of photos that I can post between each before and after that makes it a nice line. Like, I don't like the one after the other. You understand? I do the diagonal thing, so I have like 3 photos of my own between my before. That way it's a little more aesthetically appealing.
Yeah, I definitely recommend, like, I do 3 photos minimum between my wrap, or between any product posts. I always do 3 personal pictures minimum. And I think if you're noticing, if you are noticing a downturn in your likes, more than likely that you need to follow more people. That's usually the biggest issue with a slowdown in your business. It's because you need to get new people seeing what you're doing. Otherwise, the same people are seeing it and the same people are ignoring you. You need to just find a fresh group of people and constantly to see your posts.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you have distributors that aren't working, they're just not active, how often do you contact them to see, what's going on? Are you going to keep doing it or not? Because I just want to help, and I think I've tried to help as much as possible with one of my girls, and she tells me that she wants to work at it and that she's going to, but she doesn't do anything, and it's been a while now.
I just let them go, honestly. I let them go because, I mean, you can't make anybody work. I just stopped
contacting them.
I stopped contacting them. If I have people that don't contact me at all and they don't ever work, or they say they're going to work and I don't see anything, I don't contact them anymore. I have tons of distributors that have dropped off that never. I've got distributors. Lauren, my sister, knows this. We had this one distributor who she stopped working and she just blocked us without saying anything. Just unfriend and block on Facebook. So you can contact people only so many times before it's just a waste of your time, and they don't want it. They can say they want it, but if they're not contacting you, like for me, you guys know you're on this call because you want it. Nobody has to come hold your hand or motivate you to do this. You're doing it because you want to do it. So if your teammate is doing nothing and you've reached out numerous times, there's nothing else you can do. Maybe check back in a couple months or a couple weeks or whatever you feel comfortable with, but I would just let them go. Look at it like, here's a spot I need to fill with somebody who wants this. So if they want to turn back around and work it, then you're here for them 100%, but you can't waste your time trying to force somebody to do something.
Yeah, that's true.
I have so many people, that even people that signed and didn't work from day one. So it's just part of the business. It's totally normal. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with them. They're going to either do it or they're not going to do it. So.
Less expensive house. But Kelly's still going to have to put up with some stairs.
Yeah, you can only try so many times before it's like, okay.
Yeah. And it sucks because you can't, like they say, you can't want it more than they want it. but it's true. So
And there's so much potential there, and it's like, no.
yeah.
But it is what it is.
Anyone else here? My back. I'm sitting on the floor. It's not comfortable.
Me too. My back is gone.
So, you know, we're in January. Don't let this time just be, you know, figuring out what you want to do or like dilly-dallying around. You need to know what you're going to do. What is your goal? Like, don't just look at your next promotion. Let's say by April. Where do you want to be by April? April is kind of like the April and May, but April's kind of like the last time where there's a huge push for promotion. So where do you want to be by April? Do you want to promote once, twice, 3 times, 4 times? Where do you want to be? Because, you know, a lot of you are executive or Ruby level, and I was Ruby level, and I went double diamond because I knew that this was the busy time, and after that busy time stopped, it was going to be a lot harder to promote. So where do you want to be? Figure out where you want to be, and like a crazy person, because you're the person that's going to get you there. Anyone else? Where do you guys want to be? Where do you want to be by April? Where are you going to be by April? You just have to put it. You have to put it down. Like, let me see if I can. Look, I haven't promoted past double diamond since April, and I haven't. Let me see if I can show you. Right, here's my pizza coupons. And under here, if you can see it, that was my double diamond paper. And there are pizza coupons on top of it now, but that was on my fridge. And every time that I went for a promotion, the first of the month, I printed out what my goal was, and I stuck it on the fridge. And it says, I am diamond, I am double diamond, and whatever the bonus was, I put it there. You really have to claim it. You have to believe it. If you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. You have to act like somebody's going to take that promotion away and it's never going to come back. So, you know, work until your eyes are dried up raisins. Just do it. Work until you have carpal tunnel like me. It's true. It's true. I have like this burning feeling in my wrist because I work, but who cares? Because I went double diamond and now
I got blisters on my thumbs and I got nothing. So
but that's okay because you're going to keep going and it's going to reward you. So
yeah, a little sacrifice in the beginning is going to be very beneficial at the end.
Yeah, like I am 31 years old. I worked for 10 months like a crazy person. I worked and I got mad at times. I was swearing at times. I was frustrated. I would cry. It wasn't always, happy. I would feel like, this isn't working. It's not going anywhere. And I just kept going. I let it out. And then the next, hour, whatever, I got back to my business and I worked because I knew that it was working for other people and it would work for me. So, there was nothing else in 31 years that I did that gave me what this gave me. So it's worth it. It's worth every single sacrifice. Like I can't even put it into words, you guys. And it's not going to be, it's going to go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down so much that you're going to feel like, is this worth it? But it's worth it. Anything else? I'm like super sweaty. I feel like I'm like in a sauna. Hi, Elise.
Hey. Sorry, Erica's trying to entertain herself.
Okay. Well, okay, so I want you guys just to realize what you have in the hands, and realize that I'm here for anything you need. You have other leaders that are here, and I just want you to know how amazing and how great your life is going to be. And you know, Missy Mahalko told me, I messaged her a couple weeks ago because I was feeling down about my business and being stuck, and I'm exhausted, and I'm not getting sleep at night, and I just feel like a failure. I'm not working as efficiently as I always did. It's really hard. It's been a huge change having a baby that is what I call high needs. He's very clingy. He cries a lot. He doesn't sleep well at night. So I messaged Missy about it and kind of whined to her a little bit because she's always very level-headed. She's amazing. And I thought she was going to tell me to just like get over myself, because I feel like I need to get over myself and just follow up and do what I need to do. But she didn't. And she told me it was normal, that it was normal to have a downtime, that it was okay. She told me everything I needed to hear. And she told me in 2016, and she actually, I saw Jade Hooper posted this the other day, because Jade is under Missy, technically. Jade, I think it was just yesterday, she told Jade this. Jade posted it in her status update. But Missy told me the same thing a couple weeks ago. She said that in 2016, if you keep going, you're going to have an O-S-H-I-T year. So just know that 2016, I feel like it's going to be way bigger than 2015. If you keep going, your life is going to change so much. And you'll look back at this and be amazed at yourself. So just keep going, guys.
Share your thoughts on the latest episodes and check
And you're all here still, so you're all capable. The people that are using excuses are not going to get there, but you guys can do this. Anything else, guys, before I go? My back is like dying. No. Hi, Julie. I think I said hi to everybody. I don't know.
Hi,
Hi, I was muted.
It's okay. All right. Well, so if you need anything, if you want to message me or message your upline in between me, if there's somebody, message that person and figure out what your goal is. And if you need me to help you decide which direction to go next, to your next promotion or whatever it is, message me. I'm here. That's all I have for you guys. And my wine is gone, so.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to stop recording unless anybody has anything else. Good to see you. All right, guys, bye.
Bye.